For someone who lives near the city, I have like no Chicago things. Not a single thing. This is my only thing. It's from a company relish brand, Chicago style. Says right on the shirt. I don't really own anything Chicago. On today's episode of Never Have I Ever, this is a series that I do on my channel where I go to fast food places, drive-thrus, restaurants. Sometimes the products come to me. Sometimes the products come from my own house. Go to mostly food places and try the things off the menu I usually don't try or I avoid. This is where we try them. That could be fish options. That could be mustard. What a tangled web we weave, because we're definitely trying mustard today. We never know till we go. We'll never know till we go. Today's place features a menu where you have to decide if you want your hot dog run through the garden for toppings, whether you want your sandwich dry, dipped, or juicy, and the dessert's secret ingredient is mayo. Today's episode of Never Have I Ever, we are doing Portillos. I've seen many people asking for an episode at Portillos. Listen, I'm from the Chicago suburbs. I've been going to Portillos my whole life, okay? I've been there. I done seen it. But if you haven't seen it, it's a great place. I highly suggest. Before we go get the food, I'm going to go through all the fun facts I found out about the place. Some stuff I didn't even know. Portillos is an American fast casual restaurant chain. I feel like that's always a lot of words. It just means fast food sit down, and there's more than one. Oh, the sun is really out today. Let me see if we can move up out of the sun. Portillos is known and specializes in Chicago-style hot dogs, Italian beefs, chopped salads. And they're also known for their cake shakes. We'll get to that. The menu's really not that big or expansive, but damn near everything on there is a staple or is recognizable or like, oh, Portillos, oh, you gotta get the ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Yeah. Now, Portillos was founded by Richard, or Dick, J. Portillo in 1963 in Villa Park, Illinois. So Dick invested $1,100 into a 12-foot trailer. Originally, Portillos was called the Doghouse, okay? This featured no running water and no bathroom. The Doghouse, more like the outhouse. It was some bare bones he was working with. Now, supposedly the $1,100 that he used, it was the savings that him and his new wife were saving up to buy a house. So instead of buying that, he bought himself a little business, a little trailer, bare bones, four walls, kind of a roof. He was selling hot dogs and stuff out of, okay? Could you imagine the neighbors? Wherever that was parked, the neighbors were probably like, what is he doing over there? They're like, oh, Dick's over here selling hot dogs, you know, and they're damn good. I don't know what he's doing. But that wasn't actually the case. The beginning of Portillos, the Doghouse, the hot dogs sucked. They were bad. The buns were stale and the hot dogs were burnt. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I'm not that good at cooking. I'm not that good at cooking. Even I can make a hot dog. Can't mess up the bun. Huh? Richard Dick Portillo at the beginning of his company couldn't figure out the hot dog. Okay? So you know what he did? Went spy mode. He snuck into other competitors, local nearby Chicago people, and found out who their suppliers were. Places like Gene and Jude's, which is another Chicago staple. That is another story for another time. I once got my car stuck there in a blizzard. It's a whole thing. But basically, he just went spy mode and just said, what is the competition doing? Because I'm going to do what the competition is doing. I bought this 12-foot trailer. I don't have a house. I have a wife. I have all these burnt hot dogs that I can't get rid of. So what's up? I'm going to figure this out. And he did. Once he got his act together in 1967, he upgraded the trailer. And he finally named it Portillos. There you go. In 1970, he got himself a partner, Harold and Richard. Dick and Harry Dick. The partners of the Wiener trailer. And they opened a second location in a strip mall that Harold owned. There you go. Now he's not out of a trailer, he's into a strip mall. 1972 to 1989 is when they opened up a side restaurant. Listen, he couldn't even figure out the hot dogs, but they opened up a side restaurant, a little side quest, as we like to call them. It was called Barney's, and it specialized in barbecue. I've never heard of Barney's, so that we don't talk about Barney's, I guess. In 1983, Portillos got their first drive-thru. Now, if you've ever been to Portillos, when they get busy, and they got the people out there kind of like Chick-fil-A, the people out there with the little pads, they're on top of it when you go through the drive-thru. Finally, the first Portillos within Chicago itself was in 1994. And 2005 was the first time we see a Portillos restaurant outside of Illinois. Dick was worried because, you know, he's like, would the non-Chicago natives also enjoy this Chicago-style food? And they did. Everyone likes to dabble. Nowadays, Portillos has around 70 to 80 locations. I don't know why the internet, as vast as it is, cannot pinpoint the exact number of locations of a restaurant. I mean, if I could drive and hit all the restaurants, why can't we find that number and put it on the internet for me to find? They're always so vague. Let's talk about the inside decor of Portillos. They do like a throwback to like the 1920s, 1960s diner feeling a little bit. They have Chicago memorabilia and neon signs, booths, knickknacks galore. So when you like order over here and then like down the line, they're making the food and it's to go. And it's kind of like a little bit of an open concept. You can see everything that they're doing. They call your number out and then you come up and get your food. But on the wall next to where you pick up a lot of the food, they have so many celebrity pictures signed of people endorsing Portillos and being like, oh, I love it. Love me some dogs, Italian beefs dipped all day. Local Chicago, weathermen will come in and get their picture. They'll put their headshot on the wall and sign it. I like it. Now, even though some of the Portillo's locations are not in Chicago, they still keep them Chicago themed, which I didn't know about. Someone's gonna have to report back. If you go to Portillo's outside of Illinois, is it Chicago themed? Okay, other ventures. Richard couldn't even figure out the hot dog at the beginning, and they did so many side quests. They tried to do the barbecue. I also saw some other statements that they tried to do a pancake house. They tried to do like a fish and pasta house. Now, some locations of Portillo's does do pasta. I think it's like Barnanelli's. Some locations have like some pasta dishes that they've come together with another company to do that. But they did a fish and pasta house. And then I said barbecue from before. I really wrote my notes. I said ... I mean, what are we doing, Dick? What are we? You finally figured out the hot dog? And now you're like, let's do pasta. Let's do fish. Let's do barbecue. Let's do pancake. Let's do the breakfast menu. No. Chill. Relax. You got a good thing going. Now listen to this. Jimmy John's, back in the day, tried to buy Portillo's. Richard saw this coming. He literally was like, looked at Jimmy John's and he's like, I don't think we're doing the same thing. I don't think you get what we're doing here. I don't think we have like the same concept of a restaurant. And he's right, but also it's sandwiches, okay? But then besides the point, Richard's over here being like, oh, and then I've got pancakes and fish and barbecue. How about like a barbecue fish pancake? That's disgusting. Like, listen, Richard, I think they get it a little bit more than your fish pancake idea. Sometimes Portillo's as a company, you're like, what are we doing here? Well, you guys are doing this very well. What are we doing here? This looks great. What are we doing here? That's pretty much it for the fun facts. Let's talk about the menu. Hot dogs, hamburgers, Italian beefs, salads, cheese fries and onion rings are like the only sides they have. And then the desserts are like shakes, pieces of like chocolate cake or lemon cake. Oh, you can even buy gravy bread. It's French bread dipped in gravy. I've never seen anybody order that. I don't even know why it's on the menu. A waterlogged piece of bread. Okay, let me just... Okay, order up. Number 4. Oh, and they yell your order out. They have like a microphone. 42. Orders up. So that's basically it. Now, when I go to Portillo's, I usually get an Italian beef, light on the dip, on the au jus. Okay, I don't want it to be drowning, but I don't want it dry. And then I get cheese fries. My parents love the chopped salads. Now, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna get things Chicago styled. When I eat a hot dog, honestly, wherever I go, I just get a plain hot dog. Hot dog bun, hot dog. Hot dog in the bun, that's all I need. And then I never get any of the toppings on it. I am from the Chicago suburbs. I would never claim I'm from the city of Chicago unless you don't live in the state. If you're from New Jersey and you're like, where are you from? I go, Chicago. And they go, oh yeah, what part? I go, oh, the Chicago suburbs. That's how people from the suburbs explain themselves. We always double back. I'm from the city, around it, near it, well, kind of far away in the suburbs. Back off, suburbia. That's right. Because I'm not very versed on the city. I don't go there often. I probably go to Milwaukee more than I go to Chicago. That's just me. That's just my life. But I want to see today if I can become more of a true Chicagoan, a true Chicago suburban. I want to see if I can enjoy the Chicago foods we have around here the Chicago way. Because I just go plain Jane. That's really the suburbs way. The Chicago does it up. They do, ooh, with the sauce and the peppers and the Jordan. And then the Chicago suburbs people were like, oh, I'll just take it plain. Put it in the bag, and I won't ask for ketchup, and you don't have to kick me out of here, and I don't have to move out of the suburbs of Chicago. So let's go eat. Okay, I just went and picked up the food. I'm here, Portillo's. It's also dead. I thought they were going to be slammed. There was only a couple cars in the parking lot and a cop car, and one guy was like cleaning his car. I don't know. But they have 1,000 orange cones out because they're ready for like a long rush. The place is like a one big one way. There is the Portillo's cup. It says hot dogs, beef, burgers, and salads on there. They've always had this logo and this branding for as long as I can remember. The red, white, and black. I feel like I'm like sitting on a slope too, like on a hill. Oh my gosh, there's just a bunch of little bags in here. Okay, oh, brown and green? Maybe this is like their to-go bag so they know the difference. This smells like the Italian yes! And then it comes like in like 3 different papers of wrapping. These are on the messier side of sandwiches to eat. The Italian beef! Jeez, look at that huge pepper coming off of that. Okay, see, there's more of like the inside. The giardiniera, the sweet peppers, the hot peppers. I got mozzarella cheese on it, which I don't usually get cheese, but it sounds like a great idea. Oh my gosh, so good. It's a little hot though. It's a little hot. I did get the hot and the non-hot peppers and the sweet. I'm not getting a lot of sweet. I think the giardiniera is the hot peppers. This long pepper is supposed to be a sweet pepper? Oh my gosh, it is. Oh, they're kind of slimy. I'm not, yeah. Ew. It tastes like kind of like an eel. Now, the Italian beef sandwich! A sandwich that started in Chicago in the early 1900s. Italian immigrants would slow cook tougher cuts of beef in broth and then thinly slice it. Served as a sandwich on French bread. If you get it done up, you get it with hot giardiniera and you can do with or just one or both with like sweet peppers. Or you can get the sandwich dry or wet, dipped, gravy on the side. We're talking about the au jus. What the meat's cooked in, they'll take the whole sandwich, make it, and then they'll dip the whole thing in gravy. Yeah, listen, people love it like that. Or you could just get the sauce on the side. You could dip it yourself. I've done that. You know, then the bread's not soaking wet, but you get like that great juiciness, which makes an Italian beef what it is. Listen, the meat is fantastic. It's thin, it falls apart. This French bread is always like so crisp on the outside, but the juice is like hearty. Oh, it's such a good au jus and such a good juice. And you know what? The peppers and the stuff are not overwhelming. They give such a nice little kick on top of already what's going on in the sandwich. If you want to get it with the peppers, I highly suggest to try it one time. And they put the peppers all on top, so you could easily take a bite, don't like it, pick them all off real quick. See, and this one's dripping a little bit. Look. Oh, just a good hearty sandwich. Like, and it's simple. If you don't get the peppers, it's just the meat and the bread and like maybe some cheese. It hits every single flavor profile, a little bit of crunch, juicy, like meat that falls apart. You add too much to it, you start ruining it. But the peppers are hot. I think they just put the peppers on there to slow you down so you don't inhale it. They're like, okay, take a breath. It's like, look, there's like a little pepper. What is that? Maybe because it's just hot in the car, but like the pepper in my mouth was hotter than it is in the car. I'm probably gonna finish this whole thing. I'm gonna save the other half. Oh, and like simple and good. You know that Richard Portillo was onto something. I don't know when the Italian beef sandwich was introduced into Portillo's. Once he locked in on the Italian beefs, he got it. Okay, they're all in the bag. They all fell out. Don't think they just gave me 3 of them. But I have never ever gotten the onion rings from there. They look very battered. But they're still kind of juicy. The batter is a little thick, but they're not super dried out. I don't think it's a beer batter. It looks like a crumbly, bready batter. Right, like I've had worse onion rings and I've had borderline better onion rings, but those are like pretty dang good. Oh my God, there's so much ketchup in here. I didn't get a salad option. Listen, if you are into like salads and trying salads at places, I would suggest the chopped salad from Portillo's. A lot of people like it. Something smells. This is like an all meat bag. Something stinks in here. This is... Yeesh! Yeah, babo! Look at that coming out of here. Okay. This, you know, when they use the poppy seed buns because they're so soft, they always get like mangled in transport. I swear. Look at that. That is a Polish sausage, I believe I ordered with everything on it, which just means grilled onions and pickles on a poppy seed bun. This is also like another like Chicago and Portillo's staple. I don't think I'm gonna like. Yeah, I'm just kind of like a hot dog girly. I don't really like Polish hot dogs or brats. I know brats are big in Wisconsin, like a beer brat. Not really a fan. They're a little chewy, a little too much going on for me. We're gonna try this. It could use a little presentation. It's already bigger than the bun. It's hanging out the sides. I can only eat hot dogs if I don't think about the hot dogs too much. You know what I'm talking about? And I like my hot dog to bun ratio just damn near perfect. I want a piece of bun in every bite of the hot dog. I don't really like mustard. I'm not a big fan. I don't need mustard on anything. Grilled onions. I like my grilled onions in a French onion soup. You know what I'm talking about? I don't really want to try this, but it's the one thing on the menu that, like, I would never try. So that's what the show's all about, folks. This looks gross. Let me get some of the onion. It's like a swollen hot dog. It's too, you know, I said I like the bun, the hot dog ratio, like lengthwise, but also like, I feel like I didn't get any bun in there to cushion the blow of the Polish dog. Mustard as a condiment feels like someone's crop dusting your face. Does that make any sense? Putting mustard on stuff, it's like tangy. Feels like a fart in the face. Now, if you like mustard, that's fine. I'm sure you don't feel that way towards mustard, but that's how it feels to me. It feels like a fart in the face. I'm gonna really have to chew around that mustard, you know? And so I know some people feel that way about ketchup. That's fine. Ketchup and mustard, I don't know why ketchup and mustard are so much popular condiments to put on things. Because I'm a ranch girl. I'm a ranch girl through and through. You could get rid of ketchup and mustard as a whole, say it's a new law. Say, hey, no one... It's not going down very well. No one can have ketchup and mustard for the rest of their lives. We're going to get rid of it. That's fine with me. When you get rid of ranch, you're going to hear from my lawyer. Care about this. The onions are fine. The poppy seed bun is great. It's too hot to be eating a dog like this when you don't even like the dog. What is this even called? Let me just wrap her back up. It's a char-grilled Maxwell Street Polish sausage. Street Polish sausage. Nah, I don't like it. Not a fan. I don't like it. It's kind of, no. I know y'all ain't sitting out at those baseball games in 90-degree heat with a Miller Lite and the onions and the mustard on a Polish street sausage, eating that, sweating from your upper lip. You got a swamp ass? You eating that and you're settled? No! I don't believe y'all are doing that. Never seen anybody eat those. Not to go, not in the restaurant. I've never even seen someone joke about them. Oh, you know what I might get today is the Polish grilled street sausage. What? This is the infamous cake shake. Let's move on to this. I need something sweet after whatever the heck just, you know, infiltrated my mouth on that. Yike! Okay, we're melting. I think this is a small. I think the large is like a big ass cup. I just want to show you the inside. I can't dump it. Let me bring you here. Make sure if you guys never get to taste this, you at least get to really visually see what's going. See how it's like just little, almost like sedimentary. Is that a word? Sedimentary, like bits of a chocolate piece of cake. It's great. You know when you get ice cream and it's in the bowl and you don't want to eat it when it's like frozen, solid, cold, so you like stir it up real quick and it turns into like a soup? You don't, that feels like a very niche. If you never took ice cream in a bowl and turned it into some ice cream soup, we grew up a little different. This kind of is what this tastes like, but like a nice, like a frosting chocolatey chocolate syrup cake. And like if you have a weird thing about textures, because you can like taste the little bits of cake, might be a problem, but honestly, it's so good you could look around it. Cake shake, I really don't see cake shakes out and about that much besides Portillos. This is a dangerous dessert, as in very sugary, very heavy, give you the toots. Take the afternoon off if you're having one of these. You're booked and busy. Let it settle. Consequences of your own actions. They're great, they're fantastic, but they're a lot, okay? Just in general, Portillos is known for their chocolate cakes. They have hot dogs, hamburgers, Italians, and then the dessert is a cake. I don't understand how all of these menu items came to be. Very rich and moist. And never dry. You ain't never gotten a dry piece of Portillo's cake. No, they bake the cakes on site, and I saw a video, and the one lady was saying their location bakes like at least 100 cakes a day. Each layer of cake has a pound of frosting. Oh, and it's made with mayo. And I think it's a thing that Portillo's like denies it, or they're like, well, we're not going to tell you exactly how we make the cake. Why would we do that? Then you have to come here and get the cake from us. They make the cake with mayo. Mayonnaise. Mayo. It's, yeah. For some reason, like I'm just like imagining like SpongeBob. He's like the lid. The lid. And we all accept it. We're like, okay, it's just the cake shakes with the mayo. With the chocolate piece of cake and the shake with the mayo. That's a Chicago thing. It's not a Chicago thing, it's just a Portillo's thing. And then they take that cake and then they put it in a shake, and that's called a cake shake. And people love the cake shakes. They shred up the cake so much that it's like just little tiny clumps. You can easily drink it through a straw. Now, I'm gonna put up a picture, because when you get shakes, they put them in a styrofoam cup. When you look on the menu, this is what they look like. They put it in a see-through glass on the menu. Look at that. It doesn't look that appetizing when you put it in a clear glass. Looks a little clumpy, chumpy. But it's delicious. You have to try it at least once. They even sell the scent of a cake shake in an air freshener. That's how much people love it. You want your car to smell like a mayo piece of chocolate cake with the styrofoam? You can have it. I'm a big vanilla girl. This is always good though, because it's like syrupy frosting flavored, but it's all the good things. You just got a promotion at work, you go get yourself a chocolate cake shake. You just won the divorce, his share, your share, in a secret beach house you didn't even know about. You go get yourself a chocolate cake shake. I think it's a great celebratory shake. You plan your day around it. You don't be going, hitchhiking. Not hitchhiking. You don't be going hiking on the mountain after you eat a cake shake. That's what you do after. It's a celebratory drink, in my opinion. Love it. Okay. Oh my, I can smell the pickle from here. This is a Chicago style dog. I don't know why we do the poppy seed buns. I got no preference against them. It's a lot to look at. Sometimes the poppy seeds clump up, and I'm like, oh my God, it looks like ants building a castle. Or building what ants build? Hills. They build hills. Now, a hot dog. You ever heard of a hot dog? Vienna beef are the kinds of hot dogs that Portillo uses. There's Vienna beef and Red Hot Chicago are two of the most prominent Chicago hot dog manufacturers. They're great hot dogs. You don't even need any of the toppings. But if you want to get the toppings, listen, you take this hot dog, you put it in a poppy seed bun. Poppy seed bun. You get it with yellow mustard, pickle relish, chopped white onion, tomato slices, a dill pickle spear, pickled peppers, and celery salt. When you get all of it on there, it's called running it through the garden. I've never heard anybody say that before, personally. It's almost like they don't want you to see the hot dog. You run that hot dog through the garden. You want to see that poppy seed bun? You want to see a bunch of toppings. Very colorful. I'll give them that. According to Portillo's, 54% of their customers order it like that. Now, no ketchup. The Chicago lore, you're not supposed to ask for ketchup. You're not supposed to, no ketchup on your hot dogs, okay? At a place like Gene and Jude's, I've heard, I don't know if it's actually a thing, but I've heard, if you ask for ketchup, they'll ask you to leave. They'll tell you to get out of here. Scram. Ketchup on a hot dog? It's like frowned upon. You do that at your own house when you make the hot dog yourself behind closed doors. But then again, you can get it. It can be done. You might have a little bit of pushback. Now, if you're from the suburbs of Chicago like me, you would never know. No one's ever going to give you crap about putting ketchup on a hot dog. If you're at a barbecue, if you're at like any other place besides a Chicago themed restaurant like Portillo's, like Gene and Jude's, if you're getting a hot dog anywhere else, no one's going to yell at you for putting ketchup on a hot dog. Okay? And if they do, use some of that Midwest niceness, but some of that Chicago attitude, and tell them, get lost. Learning about things like, oh, you don't ask for ketchup on a hot dog when you go into the city. That's like people from the suburbs learning a secret handshake to get into the city of Chicago. When you cross into Chicago, people are like, what's the password? I'm like, fuck ketchup? Exactly. Welcome in. Why is this a thing? Why are we so particular about the ketchup? I don't care. I'm not a big fan of ketchup, but I also don't care. I'm not going to yell at you. The easiest answer I could find is that people thought the taste of ketchup back in the day, people thought the taste of the ketchup tangy, or it tastes just odd enough that it would cover up the taste of a hot dog that was spoiled or like had gone bad or something. I guess this was done by the owner of Jimmy's Red Hots, another Chicago spot. He put this policy in place. He's like, nobody asked me for ketchup because then I don't know if the dogs are bad, and it covers up the taste of the hot dog. And what are we doing? I don't know. Maybe he hated the color red. I don't know. It's just something that happened back in the day and people have just been rolling with ever since. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Look at all the poppy seeds. Then you got the inside. You got the pickles, and it's a sliced tomato but a diced onion. Okay, I don't know what that little blemish is on the end. That's gonna bug me. Oh, and then the mustard. Okay. I mean, could it kill us to put ketchup instead of mustard on the hot dog? Let's see if the mustard makes it. Win me over. Oh, and you can get this stuff shipped. You can literally buy a pack of the au jus and the meat, and they have it vacuum sealed. We've done that before for people's birthday parties. My grandma lived in Wisconsin the majority of her life. She loves the Italian beefs, and my mom buys packages of it, and we just make it at home for her birthday. I think we've done that the past like 2 years. Ooh, and this side of the hot dog has a little butt on it too. What's going on? Why that one? I just pulled like a little butt off the end of that hot dog. I have a little bit of a belief that if you can't handle how the hot dogs are made and the casing they come in, then you just shouldn't be eating hot dogs. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if you can't handle it, don't eat it. Not for you. But at the same time, I like hot dogs. It just takes me a second to work around it sometimes. Let me just bite. I just had to bite that end off because it was bothering me. Can you see there's like a neon green relish in there? I heard that was a thing too. Why is it neon green? I don't know. I mean, yeah, it tastes like it was run through the garden. It has residual garden flavor. There's kind of like too many flavors going on where it feels like you took all the vegetables in your garden, cut them all up, and then on the cutting board there's a bunch of juice, and you kind of just took the hot dog in the bun and like wiped it in the juices. Because there's just too many flavors going on. I really want to taste the hot dog in the bun. And at some Chicago places like the Gene and Jude's, they put the fries on the hot dog. That's a good filler for the bun. You could dip this whole thing in cheese. It's just a lot. I really wanted to like this. God, I'm not even a Chicago suburban. God, I can't do it. I just want the hot dog plain with some fries, some really good fries, and dip it in cheese. Now, does anybody have a problem with that from the city of Chicago? Maybe. Maybe you got a problem with me. Maybe you and I can fight over at the Bean. I'll meet you there. I'll bring a cake shake for when I whoop your ass. Look at how neon green this relish is, too. Are we all seeing this? I've never seen someone eat one of these and been like, God, look at the neon green of that. BBL trailer. And the poppy seeds go everywhere. I mean, it's very messy. Are people in Chicago known for being messy? Maybe with our drama.
Now whoop your ass.
Let me just tuck her back up. Put her back in her package. Hold on, let me pull the dog back out of here. Just the dog itself. Get out of here. Well, that looks absolutely disgusting coming out of there. But the dog itself, this like Vienna, what is it, the Vienna beef? That's a good hot dog. I'll stand by that. Listen, if you want to talk Chicago, I'll talk Italian beefs with you all day. Okay, I'll talk about the airport all day. If you want to talk about the hot dogs, I'm gonna bow out. I kind of like my hot dog plain. I didn't say I like it with ketchup. I said I like it plain. Either you like it with everything, you like it plain, or you like it with ketchup. 3 different types of people. That is really the only 3 categories. From the city, from the suburbs. You're just sitting on the exit on the highway, the exit to Chicago. You're just sitting right there. We don't know what to do. You can't decide where you're going. Let's pull out another, not really a staple, but they do them damn good. The fries at Portillos. These particular ones are very salty, but they just do crinkle cut fries. The screen for me touching is probably so greasy. Not the best fries I've ever had, not the worst. I kind of like that they're crinkle cut. I know exactly, they're very salty today. I know exactly what I'm getting into with the crinkle cut. Usually they're like really crispy, on point. I think these have been sitting in the car for a hot minute as I've been yapping. So, oh my God. Cheese sauce all day. Now this I could bathe in. Look at that, no imperfections on there. This is like the perfect moment for someone to walk up and be like, what are you filming? I'm like, just filming my cheese sauce. There's a little bit of a film on it because it's been sitting. We're gonna let that slide. I hate the film that sauces get when that happens. It's such a hearty cheese. It's not spicy. Like, I'm not upset by this. Like, there's even a little bit of cheese pull in there. What the heck? If a place has fries and they offer cheese fries, they go up 1 point on the you're okay in my book scale. I've worked in plenty of restaurants. I don't think it's that hard to offer a cup of cheese. It's a machine. It's probably a bag of cheese. You're not making it. I've never seen anybody make a cup of cheese. If any place that has fries offers a cheese sauce to go with the You're automatically okay in my book. Top 5 cheese sauces I've ever had in my life. Could I recount where I've had the other 4? No. Sometimes you hit like a big cake chunk pocket in here, and you got to be playing that straw like the fiddle. You're like a metal detector. You're like, detect where the shake is and not the cake. I think that'll do it. That'll do us for Portillos. I don't like the Polish street sausage. I'll stick with my Italian beef. Maybe I will experiment more with getting the peppers on there so I can at least feel a little bit more like a Chicago city girl. But no, you can eat your food any way that you want to. The Chicago style of way of eating things is just a style. It's just, again, they didn't have ketchup because they thought it covered up that the hot dogs were spoiled. Huh? Maybe we could start bringing the ketchup back. Get rid of the mustard. Start making little rumors about the mustard. The mustard looks like, the thicker hot dog water that we cook them in. And I'm not really happy with that. The mustard likes to cover up the fact that the hot dog's got the weird end butts and the bun's a little white. You just start making up rumors about mustard. Mustard is the devil, Mustard feels like a fart in the face. Do you want your hot dog to be a fart in the face? You big disgrace. Getting that yellow mustard out of my place of business. We just gotta get rid of yellow mustard altogether. We can start that rumor together. We could do it. I highly suggest you check out Portillos and try it sometimes if you have not. Italian beefs, cake shakes. Can't go wrong. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below if you've had Portillos before. If you'd like to try Portillos, what you would try. What would you hate? If you like the Chicago style of things. If you don't. If you've been to Chicago. If you've flown over Chicago. If you've had to experience the O'Hare Airport. Is there a reason we're gonna park next to me? Right. Okay, look at I just ate all this food, and I'm getting a little risey. I mean, technically, I do have 2 more things to try. I did buy 2 more things, and I told you guys I had a special announcement coming up for this channel, and here's what it is. I am starting a Patreon. I always have people asking me for longer videos, extra videos, behind the scenes, bloopers, deleted scenes, chats with me. I even saw people telling me that when I made the snickerdoodles without a snickerdoodles, butterscotcheroos, that they wanted me to then go back and make it with a recipe. So guess what? I did make it with a recipe. I'm still going to be doing the 2 videos Monday, Friday on my YouTube channel, but I'm just going to put all this extra crazy, fun, unedited stuff over there. So it should be fun, should be a good time. You can click the link in the description to check out my page and everything. I'm going to be posting a video tomorrow, a little mini trailer dedicated to everything I'm going to be doing over there on a Patreon. But for today, for this video, if you want to see me try the last 2 items that I ordered for Portillos, you can click the link down below. You can see that footage. I'm trying one thing that's been on the menu since the Portillos, known as the Doghouse, opened. And then I got something else that's a little fishy. When they saw that on the menu order coming in, they should have been like, oh, what the, are we sure about is it a typo? Because the fish in the back of the freezer where no one's taken it out since they caught it from the Atlantic coast? Maybe a river? I don't know where they got the fish. And try that. I love doing this series. I get to try stuff I usually don't try, and I get to try it with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Head over onto the Patreon to see what else I got. Okay, bye. I just got home and I realized my hands smell like I took them and dipped them in pickle juice, and then I dipped them in like dirty hot dog water, and then I just forgot to wash my hands for like 2 days, and it's coming out like sweat out of my pores. We need to, let's go. No, let's get out of the car.